What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, aka Jasmine's Closet. Today I am pulling financial advice out of the closet. So get your pen, get your paper, your calculator, get it all, because today I need you writing down stuff, paying attention, getting some advice on how I lived on $13.75 an hour. So, like I said, if you are already a Jazzynista, well, honey, hello. And if you want to become a Jazzynista, subscribe down below. Go ahead and hit that button right now. Don't wait till I get into all the tea about how you can save your money and become a big boss. Go ahead and hit that button, hit the notification button as well, and become a part of the family. So, without further ado, you know what we do. Baby, let's get into the video. You guys, so I do have some notes right here that I have written down to kind of go along with you guys on the screen, because I will be inserting some Excel spreadsheets that I did to break down the budget. You will see a lot of like pictures and stuff coming up on the screen, and definitely when we get to the food budget. But before that, I do kind of want to give you guys a disclaimer. I am very serious when it comes to budgeting. So if I say something a little, you know what I'm saying, it's just because I take this very serious. Like, if you work with me, you know, I'll be like, save your money, girl, pack your lunch. Like, don't, like, I'm just that kind of person. But before we get into the first, like the breakdown of the budget, I did buy some notepads that are motivational. And so this one says, make your dreams happen. So even though I use the Excel spreadsheet, some people may want to write it down. I got this for $3 at Dollar General. Make your dreams happen. I feel like that's really motivational for you to try to stay on top of your budget or whatever and stay focused on what you're trying to do. And then this one says, be brave, be strong, and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. And I hope you guys can see that. And so I thought this one was really nice and had like this leather cover for you guys to write down your budget if you don't want to use an Excel spreadsheet that I'm going to be inserting on the screen. All right, first things first. So $13.75 is what your girl was making, and so I was full time, and so the checks was $876, and then monthly I was bringing home $17.50. I lived on my own 100% with that amount. I did not have a car note, but I did have a car, and how I got a car. So I was around 18 when I was making this amount of money, 18, 19 years old when I was making this amount. So I had just got out of high school. I used the money from graduation. I used money from being in college when they give you like the reimbursement. So I was saving the reimbursements. I saved the money that I got from graduating college. And then I also, what else did I have? Save, Oh, yes. And then I also took my tax return money in. I was keeping that as well. And so around that tax time, reimbursement time, graduation time money, I took that and brought me a cash car, a little 2000 Saturn is what I got at that time. And so I did not have a car note. All right, so now we know how much I was making every 2 weeks and how much I was making a month. And so now let's break it down. So the first thing first was I was paying $700 for rent. I never went over $750. I never went over that amount, because I felt like if I don't have no house, like, why am I paying more than $750 for rent? Like, I'm by myself. Like, this is crazy. But sidebar, this is also what I made by myself as a single person, being young. So if you're trying to move out, or if you're considering, you know, how to do your budget, this is something good for you. I did not have any children when I was making this amount of money. Now, don't get me wrong. $750 is not going to get you the little beep, beep, beep. The little, you know, how you scan to get into the gate. You're not about to have a tennis court and valet trash at the apartment complex. But you know what you're going to have, baby? A roof over your head. And nobody can take that from you if you're paying for it by yourself, because you just need somewhere to stay. Because you're young. You're probably not even going to be home like that anyway. Another thing is $750 now, looking back where I am now, that is still kind of steep as well. Paying $750 by yourself on $13.75. You can definitely get you a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, because I had a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. You can definitely get you a 1-bedroom, 1-bath for like $675, or like right at that $600. I know that you can probably get you a studio for $500 if you're by yourself, but I did pay $750. The next thing you should see on the screen, it just says phone. Now, my phone bill was $55. Your girl had Boost Mobile. Chirp, honey. Because, and I know my auntie was telling me that actually Straight Talk, you pay $45 for Straight Talk. Now, I had Boost Mobile because, one, I wanted a phone. 2, it was cheap. 3 is gonna get the job done. Listen, if somebody got a lot of time to talk, they wasting time. If you got a lot of talking time, you wasting time, boo. I can't be on the phone with you ratty. All you need to know from me is, Jasmine, what you doing at work? How your day going working? Girl, you sound tired. I know, girl, because I've been at work. Oh, have a good night, click. Like, that's it. Like, I don't need to be doing all the extra stuff. Like, come on now. iPhone. I ain't get no iPhone until I got married and my husband brought me one. Honey, I was giving these folks, I had a razor. Giving these folks all my money. All right. So the next thing you're going to see is gas. And so I spent $100 a month on gas, and this is broken down on a weekly basis by $20. Every Sunday I went and filled my tank up with $20. Now, I want to be realistic for everybody. I was able to pay $20 a week is because I had a Saturn, so I had a really small tank. This was also back in 2011 when I was 18 years old, so gas prices were a little different. And I made sure that I live close by. I want to make sure I give you guys all of the details today. I live close by my job because I knew that I could not afford, $100 a month in gas is already, you know what I'm saying, that's a lot already. Like, I'm not out here balling just yet. So I knew that I could not afford to be driving 30 and 45 minutes to work because that can go up to like a $200 gas budget. And that's crazy. And God forbid if it's traffic or a wreck, you done took all day trying to get home. So the next thing that I have on the list was $95 a month is what I paid in power. Now, $95 wasn't usually what my monthly bill was, but it was what the highest bill had been before. So when you're making your budget, you kind of want to always make it a little more room. So even though your bill may come in at 70 or 60 or 50, you want to make sure that you are having a little wiggle room for it, just in case it's a little bit more. Maybe you were rushing one morning and left the light on. Maybe the water was running a little longer a certain day because you thought that you had took out the chicken before you went to work, but you didn't. Now it's frozen, so now you got to run the water on it. You already know how we do. So little things like that happen. So you want to kind of get that wiggle room. So my power was $95. But one thing that I did not do, when it was summertime, my house was not freezing cold. The wind was not blowing me and hitting me on the face when I walk into the door. It wasn't doing all of that. Like, I always kept my temperature on 68 and 70. Like, that was a neutral temperature. Not too cold, not too hot, just where it needs to be, because it don't need to be to Antarctica when I come in here. And another reason that my power bill stayed low was because I don't need no lights. Baby, when I'm washing, I just touch my arm, my leg. I know what my body parts had to take a shower. And on a Saturday, when the day is beautiful, I'm going to open up these blinds, and I'm going to get this natural light to come in here. I don't need, what is it, JEA, Jacksonville Electric Association or something like that. I don't need y'all paying me, taking all my money. So that's what I did. I had the natural light going. I had a neutral temperature in my home, and I kept my power bill below 95. Like I said, it usually was like 60 or 70, but one time it was in that 90 range. So I had always budgeted for it to be that high. The next thing that you see is food. So I spent $300 a month on food. That was broken down by $75 a week is what I spent at the grocery store. And I am going to break that down for you, like exactly what I purchased for $75. And how I was able to eat on that amount, being a single person making that amount of money. So the next thing you're going to see is savings. Savings was $100 a month, so $50 a check. As soon as I got paid, $50 went into a savings account. And then I had the next thing is emergency money. I always kept $100 around just for emergency money. The reason that I kept $100 around is because what if I need an oil change? What if I forgot a flat tire? Now I got to go get a $30 oil change. Now I need a $30 tire. That's $60 right there this month that just came up unexpectedly, you know? What if, I had some people over and I had to spend a little $30 or $40 extra on food or whatever the case, buy another pack of chicken wings to make some chicken wings for them, or just whatever the case that could have come up. You always want to have an emergency money. Now, $13.75, you don't have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but if you're paying everything on time, if you're getting your oil change done regularly and your tires rotated regularly, you're not driving fast and wild and all crazy and stuff like that, you should not be, in those situations to where stuff just keep on coming up. When your tag about to expire, like, when you got to buy that book for the next semester, or that the shoes that you wearing getting wore out, so you got about 4 or 5 more times to wear them. So those type of things that are coming up. And then of course you want to have that $100. Oh, you just ran out of soap, go get your little dollar Dove soap, go and get your little Scott tissue, four rolls for what? Scott ain't nothing but, I don't know, I'm gonna have to look it up and put it on the screen. I use Charmin, but you know. Another thing, I want to go back to the rent. Let's go back to the rent. When you are paying rent, it's not about where you stay, but it's about how you stay. So something that's a good tip for somebody that's moving out, a young girl or whatever, I also made sure that I was not overly friendly with my neighbors. Like, I never knew my neighbors where I was living, because it was none of your business. I was living by myself. You don't need to know who be coming in and out. You don't need to know how old I am, because I did move out very young, and so I did not overly indulge with my neighbors. I never came home around the same time, because I did not want people to kind of get used to my routine. If I knew that a lot of stuff was going on outside, I hear people talking and yelling or whatever, I was not nosy, honey. I'm not sticking my head out the window. I'm not peeping through the hole. I'm not going to crack my door to see what's going on. That's none of my business. You're not knocking on my door if I don't know that you are coming. If we are not. I shouldn't, nothing that y'all doing outside even got nothing to do with me, because I don't even talk to none of y'all. So that's what you guys want to make sure that you do that. If you live on your own and you're young, you're paying $750 or below, and you are in a neighborhood that's not like the neighborhood or whatever, keep your head low, pay attention to your surroundings, try to, text your friends if you're going to be coming in late. Make sure you're not getting all into your neighbor's business, and make sure that you are not, coming and going the same time that somebody can be, watching you or monitoring you. So, all right, so we got $750 in rent, you guys. We got Boost Mobile going on for $55. We have $100 in gas. It's broken down by $20 a week on Sundays. We have $95 in power, but keep it in mind, that's what you're spending on every month, and that's a little higher than what you'll actually be spending if you are turning off your lights and using the natural light, keeping a neutral temperature going on in there. You should not have a high power bill, not living by yourself. And and don't be in there taking no hour showers. Come on now, baby. $100 a month in savings, $100 a month for emergencies, and then now I do, this is in the budget, you guys see it on the screen, I spent $120 a month on nails and toes. Yes, I am a strong believer that if you work hard, you do treat yourself, you don't go crazy or whatever. So every 2 weeks, I got my feet done, I got my nails done, and I got my eyebrows arched, because I worked for 2 weeks. I did what I needed to do. I packed my lunch or whatever. I was to and from work, had my responsibilities. So now I need to pamper and treat myself now that I'm paid. So $25 on my feet, $25 on my hand, and $10 for them to get these eyebrows all the way together. So that's what I paid every 2 weeks. Okay? Now, for those of you that don't like to see it on a monthly basis, just a quick tip on how it's done every 2 weeks. I would recommend that you have 3 accounts. You have your direct deposit account. Now, your direct deposit account, you have your money going to it. You have the gas when you buy gas, when you buy groceries, when you get, tissues, when you have emergencies. All of that comes out of your primary checking account, and then all the money goes into there. And then I would recommend a second checking account that's just strictly for bills. And for those bills, they can come out automatically. So then that way you don't have to be like, did I pay? Is this doing? What I come? They have things now that they didn't have, like alerts and stuff to come to your phone, reminders when your bill is due on how much it's going to be, and then at the end of the month, you can actually, whatever, if you got $50 left over or $60 left over, you can transfer that money into your spending account just to have, some extra cash flow if you want to do something else different, or transfer to your savings account and save a little more. And then have a savings account. So those are 3 accounts. You got your checking account that the money comes into, and you're kind of doing your very daily spending or living off of, and then you have the money to where, okay, I know this is my bill account, and then you have your savings account for absolute emergency. Now, don't keep in mind, you already have $100 a month for an emergency. So going into your savings, it has to really be an emergency where that $100 that month didn't cover what you needed. Now, so I would do it like split it up. So I would do all my bills or whatever, and so then I would get $876 a month, and then I would transfer $550 of that to the bill account. That's how you do it on an every 2 weeks basis, because you know that $320 something, that's what you have to live, because you have 150. Half of that is 150 that's going to go to food, 75, and then 40 of that is going to do what? It's going to go to gas, because that's going to be 2 weeks. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, I also spent I need to be a little bit organized with this video, I guess, right? I also spent $10 a week on going to the laundromat, which I know that you guys saw it on the screen. I just forgot to read it off of my paper. I also spent $10 a week going to the laundromat. Listen, when you go to the laundromat, I would use the washer that was $2.50, the small one, because I didn't have that much clothes. I should have 2 loads once a week. The clothes that I wore to work, so there's only 5 outfits. The clothes that I wore to the gym, how many times did I work out? 3-4 times or whatever. And then the outfit that I wore over the weekend. And so I would wash those in the $2.50, that's $5. Now we gonna wash separately, but honey, we gonna come together and dry all together. And so I'll put everybody in the big dryer for $2, another $2.50. That's $7.50. And then of course, you know, if I had to buy like the little dollar washing powder or whatever I had going on. I remember, y'all, your girl used to buy Sun. The Sun, the real watery, liquidy kind that don't even, you put all that liquid in there and your stuff don't even have no fresh smell. Like, I used to buy Sun. That's so crazy. Like, doing this video is really just taking me back on how far I've come. Like, thank you, Lord, for elevation. Okay, now we are going to get into the food and how I budgeted the food when I was making $13.75 an hour. But before we get into that, matter of fact, I want to get into some tips. I'm going to get into some tips now that we've done the budget. The first tip. When you are trying to come up, honey, you not no ATM. Don't be passing out your money. Like, you cannot help everybody until you help yourself. Like, that was something that I had to learn, because when I would have a little extra, I was passing it out, because I felt like I was doing good. I was making $13.75. I'm living on my own. I'm paying all my bills. Let me just help them out, get a little gas. Let me just help them buy me a little hamburger and stuff like that. But I was realizing that I'm passing out what I could be saving. I can't help you until I actually have a cushion on my own to lean on and fall back on, because if you're in a position where you need help, when I need help, you can't help me because I was your source of help. So now we both need help and we look stupid. Nobody to help us. The other tip that I want to say is, don't get into the sinking sand. If you are making $13.75 and you are living, and you know, because even if you saw on the budget, I got my hair and nails done. I had $200 a month, $100 in savings, $100 in emergency. So I was able to actually squeeze once a month getting my hair done for like $55. And so those were all still luxury things on top of paying all of my bills. So if anything ever came up, I knew that I wasn't gonna get my nails and toes done. I knew that I wasn't gonna get my hair done once a month. I was gonna be able to pull those things back. But you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're always pulling from yourself. So keep your options open. Never stop applying. I never stopped applying. Honey, closed mouths don't get fed. Like, I never stopped talking to people. They would come into my job and I'd be like, oh, how you doing today? Where you work? Where you work at? Like, tell me something. Like, what do you do? Are you guys hiring? What was the role? I will write it down. Like, I will always be applying. So 2 or 3 times a week, go in and try to see what other jobs out there. Ask people where they work at. If you gotta have a small conversation with somebody, talk to them about their employment and try to see if you can get on. Talk to your boss or your manager and see, okay, what avenues do I have to make a little more, to move up? So that would be another piece of advice. The other piece of advice that I would give you guys is, don't get into the sinking sand. And when I say the sinking sand, I just mean getting stuck in one place. So the sinking sand could be, oh, I don't want to move. All my family is here. I don't want to leave. I'm just gone. I ain't gonna go nowhere. That's the sinking sand. You can't grow if you're trying to be in one place. You're trying to be close to your family or whatever the case may be. No, go to, if you're working at Walmart and Walmart has an assistant manager or a team lead position 3 hours away and they're willing to give it to you, go on and live up the street. Oh, the sinking sand is saying, I don't have no friends. I don't know nobody there. It don't matter, baby. Sometimes not knowing nobody and being friendless is the best thing for you, simply because it's going to keep you focused. Friendless will keep you focused. Remember that. Because you don't need to be trying to worry about your friends and your family. It's going to be good because nobody going to knock on your door. Nobody going to ask for no sugar. And matter of fact, nobody ain't going to know what you're doing. All your business going to be private because you ain't going to know. Nobody going to be up there working and packing your lunch and taking care of what you need to take care of. So those are some of the tips that I wanted to give you guys today to make sure that you are always trying to grow, even if you are making this. I want to show you how you can budget and live off of this, but make sure you're trying to talk to people and see how you can move around And don't get stuck. Don't get too attached to things and too attached to people that you don't want to see yourself excel. And always save. Just keep saving. Keep saving. Think about it. So I said put $100 in your savings account. At the end of every year, you'll have $1,200. If you start doing this at 19 years old, you'll have $13,000 by the time you're 30. So the average person buys their first home at 33 years old. So at 30 years old, you will have $13,000 saved. You could put $5,000 down on a home, which in reality, you really don't even have to do that if you're going to be a first-time home buyer. So you don't have to put a lot of money down. And you will have a cushion going into your 30s to decide, okay, what am I really getting ready to do? Because, you know, your 20s was fun and trying to find out and figure out things. But now you have $13,000 saved, all from saving $50 a check. So you guys, get that savings account. Get that $50 transferred over to the savings account. Stop playing. All right, now let's get into the food now that I've given you guys some tips on just saving your money and stuff. Okay. The food. Now, I am going to I'm going to read to you guys what I used to buy, and I'm going to pop on the screen the brands and stuff to show you that this is the real life truth. Like, it's not a game. Like, you can really go to the grocery store and spend $60 to $75 and really have a whole week of food. So the first thing that I would get, if I would get the $2 bags of vegetables, I would get 4 bags of $2 bags of vegetables. I would get the Bird's Eye brand. I would, for $3, I would get 1 carton of eggs. Now, I'm saying these prices, but I did go and like look up the prices at Walmart, and a lot of these things were actually a lot cheaper than what I'm saying. So even though I allotted $75 a week, the total of everything that you see on the screen actually came up to about $60 a week. So you really have an extra $15 to play with, or buy another meal or anything like that, or just have that extra $15 in your pocket for anything that can come up. And extra $15 a week, if you're spending $60 at the grocery store, will actually be an additional $60 a month in your home. Okay, so then after I bought the 1 carton of eggs, for $3 I bought 2 bags of spinach. For $4 I bought 2 boxes of mushrooms, the ones that was already sliced, not the whole mushrooms. For $4 I got 1 jar of spaghetti sauce. Now y'all, let me trip y'all out. I thought spaghetti sauce was $4, but I think I actually saw a jar of spaghetti sauce on there for like $1.88. Prego, was it? So that really tripped me out. For $2 I got 1 pack. I would get 1 pack of noodles. For $3 I would get 1 pack of rice. Now I say that, but I actually saw some rice that was like under $2 as well. For $10 I would get 1 big thing of rotisserie chicken. Now I'm giving you guys ways for you to eat meat, but I was actually a vegetarian when I was making $13.75. I kind of want to give it like the meat eaters to just be realistic, because when I was making $10 an hour, I did eat meat. So for $5 I got 1 pack of hamburger meat. For $5 I got 1 pack of pork chops. And with the pork chops you get now the pork chops was a little bit more when I started looking at it. I'm gonna put it on the screen. You get 8 pieces of pork chop. So with 8 pieces of pork chop, honey, if you eat 2 pork chops a serving, which to me that's a lot of pork chop, just still 4 times that you can eat meat. I mean, that's 4 meals that you can have of that 1 pack. So for $4 I got 2 packs of shredded cheese. Now honey, this cheese has gone up. It's not $1.99 like it used to be back in 2011. This cheese is high. So, you know, I don't know where y'all get your cheese from. Drop in the comments below where you get your cheese from, your meat from. If you don't shop at Walmart and these prices too high, you know, let somebody know. Patricia Bright is a big YouTuber. Shout out to her. I was watching her video. And one thing that she said is that YouTube is a platform for us to learn from each other. So don't be afraid to drop a comment down below on what I'm saying today. I kind of feel like I'm talking a little fast or whatever, but so if I am, I'm sorry about that, because I really don't have a lot of data on my phone, so these videos can't be long. That's the real truth. Just keeping it real with y'all. So for $3 I would get 1 pack of apples, because the apples will be one of the part of the things that I would eat for breakfast. For $4, I would get one pack of Nestle water for 32 bottles. Now 32 bottles is 5 bottles of water a day. So I know y'all want to drink Minute Maid and Kool-Aid and all that stuff like that. Your girl was drinking water. I had 5 bottles of water to drink a day, and some of y'all don't even drink 2 bottles of water. So y'all don't act like $5 bottles of water ain't gonna do it. You're gonna have 1 driving to work. You're gonna have 2 while you're at work, and then you're gonna have 2 bottles of water to drink when you get home. And the next week you're gonna buy another 32 pounds. Now that was the Nestle water. I think I saw Aqua had 32 count as well. So for $4 you're gonna get 1 bag of potatoes. Now y'all know when you get that 1 bag of potatoes for $3.99, you can make mashed potatoes, and potatoes and rice will get you full real fast out here in these streets on the low in them noodles. For $1 you'll get 1 pack of butter. I don't even know how to say it. Imperial butter, or baby blue bonnet butter. Okay, 4 sticks. Now don't use too much. I am a health person. Don't want your cholesterol to be high. All right, for $2 you'll get 1 pack of Wonder Bread. Now I said Wonder Bread, but I actually ended up seeing another loaf of bread, and loaf of bread get 12 slices, so you can make 6 sandwiches. And then for $2.50 you're gonna get 1 jar of peanut butter and jelly. You're not gonna get jelly and peanut butter. You're gonna get peanut butter and jelly together in 1 jar. Why? Because you're on a budget. Why? Because you're trying to save. Why? Because you're trying to have money to do other things. Why? Because you make $13.75. You live on your own, and if anything comes up, you have nobody to call but yourself. Okay. So with these meals, with everything that I just showed you guys that you could get, I'm gonna go into like some meals that you can make. So you can make a casserole with the rotisserie chicken and vegetables and cheese and rice. You can make a stir fry with the other half of the rotisserie chicken, and you got eggs, and put the eggs in there with some vegetables and some soy sauce or whatever. You can make the pork chops. Remember, you can eat up the pork chops 4 times. You can make some spaghetti. You can get spaghetti and eat off of it 3 times. And then you can have your casserole. You can eat off of that 3 times. So if you got a casserole, you can eat off 3 times. If you got spaghetti, you can eat off 3 times. You got pork chops where you can eat off 4 times. And you can have pork chop and mashed potatoes. You can have pork chop and vegetables and pork chop and rice. You can have rotisserie chicken with, with the stir fry and with the casserole. And then honestly, like, some people can eat off of 1 rotisserie chicken by themselves, like maybe like 4 or 5 times, especially if they like take the legs off and then eat a leg each day and then cut the middle part down. And I actually will when I put on the screen, it was actually 2 packs of Tyson chicken that gave you like the whole chicken. So I just wanted to make sure I was very thorough in the budget video, because I didn't want to just give you guys, and write this down or whatever. I wanted you to know what I paid, why I chose to pay it, how I kept it at that amount, how I budget my food, and how I was at that kept that actual budget, and what I was eating on. So with this, you guys, it's very simple. You have to cook. It's no ifs, ands, or buts, ladies and gentlemen. Like, you have to cook and pack your lunch to be able to live off of that. Because if you're eating out every day, McDonald's, Starbucks, and then trying to grab Chick-fil-A I don't even think that, how long Chick-fil-A been around? I don't know. I don't remember having Chick-fil-A for my lunch break options back in 2011. But anyway, imagine trying to eat Chick-fil-A every day. Like, if you spend $5 a day, $5, $10, $15, $20, $25, that's already $25 right there. And then on the weekends, and that's if you eat Chick-fil-A one time, and it's not even gonna be $5 when you get it. So I wanted you guys to see that, and also give you guys a very quick breakdown of what I paid at $13.75 an hour. You saw the visuals on the screen. That is actually very doable. One thing I did forget to tell you guys is that, so even though my check was $876, I had the basic insurance coming out, so I did not have luxury insurance. I got 1 doctor visit per year and 2 dentist visits per year. And then the last tip that I forgot to tell you guys is, if you're young and you don't have no kids, there's no reason that you should not have 2 jobs. 2 jobs. I was working this job, and I showed you guys the budget off of my main job, but I actually had 2 jobs. So I did all of my shopping and living and balling out my friends with the money that I made on my second job. But I didn't always have a second job. So, and I knew that other job was kind of like, So this was definitely the 1375 was definitely what I was making. But don't be afraid to have multiple jobs and keep talking and keep speaking to people, because listen, pay who you owe before you try to be on the go. Okay? And you have to prioritize. Everybody have their, their preferences. For me, I will have my hair in a puff before my feet start looking rough. Like I'm not going. I definitely want to make sure that I have everything on my feet scrubbed off. But I know for some people, they're like, nah, my feet can look dusty, but my hair needs to be on point. So I just wanted to share this video with you guys today. Like, just, what I'm about to say. I don't know. So I am new to YouTube, y'all. And I always keep it real that I am new to YouTube. And so all of my videos have been about fashion, because that's what I'm passionate about and that's what I'm good at. But I just really felt it on my heart to do this budget video for you guys, because I really felt like people was really out here trying to live, and they need to know, like, how can you actually do it. So you can definitely move out on $13.75 if you are considering it. And you can also move out on $10 an hour, but you probably would need a roommate. But I want you guys to stay safe out here. If you are not a Jazzynista, go ahead and hit that button, baby. Don't be afraid. Rona is roaming around, so you guys need to wear your mask and be careful, baby. Rona is a rolling stone. I need you guys to be safe, be protected, and have a great day.